Hello, it's me, Yvonne, your local non-binary witch, and I'm here to talk about what to do if you make a mistake in your ritual. So, we've all done it. We've all gone, alright, I've cast the circle, I've consecrated the elements, and then, alright, let's get on with the ritual. And then, oh no, I forgot to call the quarters. So, rather than going, oh no, I forgot to call the quarters in the middle of the ritual, you want to make it like you intended to have a pause or another activity between the first part and the calling of the quarters. So you go, let the quarters be called, or some other suitably ritual sounding utterance. Because the thing you don't want to do is show any sign of panic. If you're doing a ritual on your own, you can panic as much as you like. But still, it's probably a good idea to not panic, and because that destroys the mood of the ritual. So what you want to do is just go, I'm going to do this thing now. It'll be fine. Because I'm a witch and I can do my ritual the way I want. And so that is really it in a nutshell. You just go, I'm fine, that was intentional, it's all good, I'm just going to carry on. Because what you want to do is kind of keep a smooth flow to the ritual. It wants to be nicely flowing and dignified and not panicky, right? So in a similar way, when you're consecrating something, you keep your movements nice and steady. So I've got an imaginary Athame in my hand here. Keep your movement nice and steady and kind of geometrical and symmetrical and elegant, because you don't want to kind of come at it like you're just kind of waving the thing around in a somewhat vague way. You want to make it look deliberate, like you're actually doing something, dignified and special and ritual. Okay, so it doesn't hurt to actually practice the movements. Like, for example, I'm calling the quarters, so I open a door like that, or I'm drawing a pentagram, so I don't just go, I go, obviously without the sound effect. I just like, that's what's going on in my head. I'm just going, there's a little song, a kind of celestial music going on in my head as I draw my pentagram. And similarly, when you're trying to make energy or move energy around, there's nothing wrong with making whooshing noises to symbolize the movement of the energy. So keep that ritual nice and smooth on an even keel, so it looks like a swan sailing serenely across the waters, rather than obviously your legs might be going underneath, but you actually want to look like the swan is sailing serenely across the waters. And on a similar topic to that, this is why we don't stop and comment on the ritual in the middle of the ritual. So even if I just did the most fantastic visualization in the world or something, we maintain the ritual mood by not commenting on the visualization. So obviously you can comment on it later in the feast or something, but it's best not to actually comment on what's going on in the ritual at the time. Now, obviously, rules were made to be broken, and sometimes a comment can relieve the tension, if there is any, by introducing some humour, because mirth and reverence, that's important. So, as long as you're maintaining the ritual tone and mood, then it works fine. So, I think the key takeaway from this whole topic is, everybody makes mistakes in ritual. I once saw an excellent thing where I went to a Catholic wedding, and there was a child who'd been asked to do a reading. So child went up to the pulpit or the lectern or whatever it was, and was obviously terrified and the child had lost her place in the Bible where she was supposed to read from. So the priest went, right, okay, it's all good. We're going to find what is it we're going to read. Okay, that text. Okay, so we're going to look at the index at the front of the book, and then, I mean, I guess he knew his way around, but he still went, right, to help calm her down. He went, we're going to look at the index in the front of the book, and then found the place, opened the thing, and pointed out where to start. So by the time he'd done that, because he was modelling calm and reasonableness and not panicking, the child's panic had subsided and she was able to do the reading successfully. So, sometimes we need to take a moment to take a moment out of the ritual mode to just calm one of the people down, and that's okay. And I really admired the way he did that, because it was really supportive of the person. So it's always, the purpose of the ritual is for the participants to have a good experience of, transcending individuality and feeling that they're in contact with the divine. And that's the most important thing. And the best way to get to that goal is for people to feel safe. So they need to feel that no one's going to shout at them if they make a mistake, and that they can just carry on serenely and all will be well. So, it's really important to me that participants in my rituals feel safe, because you can't be your best self, you can't be creative, you can't be spontaneous, and you can't have genuine experience of contact with the divine if you're constantly looking over your shoulder going, oh, somebody's going to criticise me. And that's why all the participants in a ritual should be, when somebody's calling a quarter or doing any aspect of the ritual, we should all be beaming love and support at them from behind, like, yes, we will you to succeed, it will work, it'll be good. Because, we all care about each other, I hope. And, if you don't care about these people, why are you in the same coven as them? So yeah, it's just really important to all be supportive of each other and, will each other to succeed and do well. So that's what you should assume is happening behind you when you're calling a quarter or doing some other aspect of the ritual. Because if you can't assume that, then you're in the wrong coven and you should leave. Because if your coven isn't full of nice people, then doesn't sound very good to me. So, it's not about criticising or carping at people, and also, if you've written a ritual and it includes unfamiliar words that are likely to be unfamiliar, it's quite a good idea to kind of go, okay, I'm going to dish the parts out in advance, and can anyone see any unfamiliar words that they don't know in the text? Because people don't necessarily know the names of all deities and things, so it's just a good idea to check that before you start, and then they won't make a mistake or stumble over the text, so which maintains the ritual flow. And if they do, then don't interrupt, because that would be bad. So it's just about let's all be kind to each other. Let's maintain the ritual flow. Let's be in the circle like we mean it and we deserve to be there, and let's create something dignified and beautiful and harmonious. So that's it, really. Take care out there, everybody, and blessed be.